I worked out my calves for 30 days in a row, or at least I tried, to find out if one of the most supposed genetically defined muscles in our body would be able to change from just working out every day, or if there's something more that's needed to make them grow or get stronger. So let's get to the journey of the 30 days and then the mistakes along the way and what I learned from them at the end. Day number 1, we just did standing calf raises with both legs. And you're gonna see my friend Jonathan working out here with me. He is along for the journey. He's gonna try to do the 30 days with me, but at the same time, we're not gonna get footage of him doing every day because some days we were apart. I remember thinking 130 pounds was a lot. I said it in the video.
Damn, you did 130? That's a lot.
But we can compare that to the end of the video, which you'll see I just wasn't impressed with 130 pounds anymore. I was huge at that point. I also used a technique that I got from football from my freshman year in high school. And this is kind of like the 3 angled calf exercise. You want to start with one working set of a wide angle, your toes are apart, and then go to normal, which is a little more shoulder width. And then you want to go to a little past parallel with the inside angle of your heels far apart and your toes together. So these will hit 3 different angles of your calves, and because your calves aren't just one muscle like your Achilles heel or something, they require different types of movements to stimulate. So day 2, what day is it?
It's chest day.
So this is how I kept track of the clips. My split will go push, pull, shoulders and traps, and then legs. We did single leg dumbbell raises for today, and I also wanted to focus throughout this whole 30 days on variety in calf workouts and maybe not intensity, which I'll talk about more as I should have focused on intensity, but variety is another good thing to focus on, so at least I wasn't missing all pieces of the puzzle. We did an easy finisher set as a burnout set, and I got inspiration from, I think John Meadows was like this big trainer. Unfortunately, he's not around with us anymore. Whenever he was training his clients, has footage of him like telling them to do 3 or 4 normal working sets, and then you do a burnout set where you go all the way to failure, drop the weight, and go all the way to failure again. So you leave it all out in that last set. Before we go to day 3, Jonathan is starting to pick a favorite machine, the calf raise standing. So let's just see how often he is on this. I'll leave a counter up here. Day 4, this is actually the day where I remembered to take measurements. Yeah, I forgot to take measurements the first few days, and I even forgot to take pictures. So I have pictures for the end, but not now. Day 4 measurements are as follows. While I'm standing, I measured my knee. The biggest part of my knee, I kept the tape parallel to the floor in all of these measurements. The biggest part of it on my right leg was 15.5 inches, and on my left was 15 and a quarter. For my calf was 15.5 inches on my right and 15 inches on my left. And then my Achilles heel, the narrowest part of my Achilles heels were 8 3/4 on my right leg and 9 inches on my left leg. I used Jonathan's guest pass for UFit to work out at the gym, so he couldn't go, so this was first of many improvised workouts that I had throughout the challenge. Here, looking back, I realized I should have gone to failure on sets like these where I didn't have too much weight. So this is kind of to grow those slow twitch fibers and at least gain something in my calves, so at least it would be endurance, being able to do more reps, but we'll talk about fast and slow twitch fibers later on in the video. I will also be ranking the exercises that I like the most at the end of this so that you guys can take new exercises that you might enjoy. Day 5, I did weighted farmer's carries, kind of raising my calves each step, and this one felt like it stimulated my calves a lot.
Shoulder day. That's what it is. Big fat.
Day 6, this machine that we did today, it was that like sitting calf raise where the machine moves and then you stay in one place, but the resistance box moves out and it doesn't rotate, and that's a big difference between a good machine and a bad machine for calves. In my opinion, the rotating ones, it feels like your feet are slipping. Whereas this one, I felt a really good stretch and contraction on top of that. You want to feel that stretch in every exercise you do. Day 7, this is the first day I missed. I believe I had work and maybe Jonathan couldn't line his schedule up with mine to go to UFIT that day. First of many missed. You'll see a tally up here of how many days I missed. Moving on to day 8, I did a single leg seated calf press. I'm just using the leg press machine. There's nothing interesting about this day except for this audio.
Full day.
With the giraffe kinkle socks. Looking sexy as fuck.
Step bro, why are you filming me?
No weight, master beat. They're probably wondering why I got 30 pounds on. Not all of us can lift as heavy as guys, you know?
Day 9, I think we both went a little heavy, so this was great, but then the next few days we went lighter.
We're gonna do single leg calves on this bad boy. That was too heavy. I'm not that good.
So day 10, I missed from traveling. I was actually going to Atlanta for a big conference. And then day 11, I ended up just doing jumping jacks in the hotel room. So this is another improvised workout. I did, I believe, 2 sets of 40 jumping jacks. Different variations suck. Just stick with normal jumping jacks if you're gonna do this. This was a good workout. It was light, easy, but then it felt a burn. Day 12, I also did in the hotel. Except I used their hotel gym and it was amazing. It had a great view and I was kind of back to normal workouts, so it felt good to do it for these next 2 days. Day 12 and day 13 in the hotel gym. Day 15, I'm back in the gym. So I just want to point out, I look way too happy after this first set. The intensity starts begging to be taken seriously from here on out in the challenge, and unfortunately I don't really notice. So I continue on a normal workout set. Day 16, we're just doing normal standing calf raises. I should have been focusing on a fast twitch movement here. So this is one day I specifically wish I had focused on a type of workout or a style, I guess you could call it, of focusing on fast, explosive, or heavy movements, because fast twitch muscle fibers are those used for powerlifting, strength, and maybe even size, whereas slow twitch muscle fibers are used for endurance, recovery, and they're better at stamina exercises. You have both in a muscle group area. So in my calf, I would have both muscle fibers, but you can train primarily one or the other. But we were exhausted, so I'll give myself a break there. Moving on to day 17. Here's where things started to fall apart in my opinion. So I was home another day because Jonathan and I couldn't lift together. So I did another exercise of jumping jacks, 2 sets of 40, I think again. But I was packing for a trip to Texas, so you'll see me there in the next few days. And day 18, hitting calves here the first day I got to Texas was a mission. I was on a trip to visit my girlfriend, and I was here for almost a week. Day 19, that was quick streak. I lost my streak of 4 days. I missed day 19, but we did hang out with some cool animals, and we went to see dinner. We didn't went to see dinner. We went to eat dinner, because I don't just look at my dinner, I also eat it.
That one's cute.
Yeah, that one is cute. Wait, hey! Ew, look at my hand, babe.
But after these animals, day 20, I did one of my rare slow twitch movements on this journey, which was these stairs. I just found these in the gym. I was kind of looking for variety at this point, and I just did 2 sets of these stairs for 3 minutes, basically raising my calf every step I took. And I actually started to feel a burn. But then, embarrassingly, day 21 and 22, I missed both days because I guess I was enjoying my vacation, and I honestly thought I remembered hitting one of these days, but At the same time, I don't have the footage to prove it. Now my tally is up to 5 or 6 days missed, I believe. So yeah, I'm doing
Bad.
as best as I can, but frankly, not good enough. So day 23, jumping jacks now, but this time, 45 reps.
Oh my gosh, you're so
Thank you, Dave. Day 24, I was also increasing the intensity. I was back in UFIT. I increased the weight and reps because I felt the challenge coming to an end that I missed so many days.
going heavier.
I was doing another workout at home, except this time instead of just doing jumping jacks or another lame workout I could do at home, I added them together. Here, the balls of my feet definitely felt the abuse that they had been receiving for the past month. And yeah, it kind of hurt through my little thin giraffe socks. I was really excited to be back in UFIT because there'd been this whole slumber where I haven't been. But we ran out of time in the gym. It's tough doing them at home with no equipment, so I feel you guys that don't have a gym membership out there. And so this was one of those days where we tried to get creative, but we were exhausted this day as well. So we actually just kind of sped this one up and did it for the sake of doing it.
We went to the gym and we were talking for a little bit and we were just working out. We were going harder and harder and harder and harder until this guy whistles, the lights turn off, and then it's 7 o'clock. And apparently UFIT closes at 7. We're gonna do calves right here.
Damn, what a machine.
Oh my gosh, that's hard.
It's fucking chest and tries, or just chest and a little try, right?
Day 28, I missed again. Tally it up. This was from traveling to Tallahassee for a move. I had gone to Florida State University, but I was moving all my stuff out. But day 29, it gets good. I have my friend and roommate Matthew to help me film. And I just snuck into a gym nearby and did some calves for the next 2 days. So here's the footage for that, day 29 and day 30.
Day 3 of guys battling in sexuality.
Found a new machine. So we do 3 sets of 14 again. So I was actually surprised with that Smith machine workout. It was one of the best feeling calf exercises I did in the whole challenge. Smith machines are usually in cheaper gyms like an apartment complex gym or a hotel gym with a platform to lower your calf below flat to get that stretch. It really works your calves well. So here are the final measurements for these 30 days. I missed 7 days out of this whole challenge, which is a lot, but here are the measurements even for this week attempt at a challenge, which is definitely doable. In the morning, this is when my calves are at their smallest. Day 33, I remember to take them. In the morning is the only time you're gonna get an accurate measurement of your baseline muscle size. So my measurements for the end, standing, my knee on my right leg was 15.5, and on my left, it went up to 15.75. And my calf on my right leg was 15.5, and my left leg was 15 1/4 inches. And then my Achilles heels on my right leg was 9 inches, and then on my left leg was also 9 inches. So I actually gained some size. I didn't lose any size. Was it worth all of the consistency and effort I had to put in? I don't know. It's, you know, a quarter of an inch, half an inch. But I will say it balanced out my calves, which is pretty good. It's more athletic. On top of that, this actually would put you in a prime spot for super recomposition. Let me go into my, you know, what I learned and then what I wish I did better. So let's start with the mistakes I made along the way. One, obviously, I missed several days. I missed so many days of this challenge. I should have taken it more seriously and been more consistent. Mistake number two was a lack of progressive overload. And I should have, you know, been aware that I was doing my calves every day almost. I didn't feel like I was ready, I guess, to move on to heavier weights. Some days you might not be feeling your best, and so you pick the easiest exercise possible. And so I really should have at least tried heavier weight. Mistake number three was not taking advantage of the position I had primed myself in after these 30 days, which is for super recomposition. This is a concept that Jeff Nippard talks about. I'll link to his video down below that where he goes very in depth into it. He talks about studies that have been done. The reason I'm mentioning this is because I've kind of seen it in my own life. From sophomore year of high school to junior year of high school, I gained 45 pounds in 1 year. And I believe this is due to a long-term super recomposition time frame. However, here it could have been taken advantage of on a smaller scale. So look into that video if you want to learn more about super recomposition. Mistake number four was setting a hard goal like this and having easier expectations, I guess. This is a goal that it's not about your intensity and, like, you know, how much you put in at one day, which I think is easier than being consistent. And that's the problem we all struggle with the gym anyway. My expectations were that, you know, oh, you know, if I don't go to the gym, I'll train them at home, piece of cake. And it was harder to stick by that than I thought. So takeaway number one is how much genetics actually affect calves. This is talked about a lot, but I felt it firsthand. My next takeaway actually is that I should have focused on a more specific goal. If I had aimed to just increase size or to just increase strength, maybe increase my 1 rep max, endurance / recovery, etc., I would have been able to target that goal and see more results. Whereas this, I did a mishmash of, you know, exercises that help certain goals better than others. And so with my metric being size, I was measuring my calves and that's how I was, you know, treating progress. It should have been more size focused and the workouts should have followed suit. And then takeaway number three, it's how much I need to push myself. And so I mentioned this with one of the mistakes that I talked about, but the days that you're not motivated, it's really hard to go to the gym. But something which I guess is a mindset shift that helps, I heard this from a friend, is if you're tired and you need to go to the gym that day, go to the gym tired. It at least maintains your muscle development and doesn't push you back. The last takeaway I learned is it's hard to be consistent. And I think if you want to be consistent, treating it as a goal might be more stressful. What you could do is focus on how to make the gym more fun or how to integrate it better into your daily routine. And then being consistent will be a byproduct. Let's move on to my favorite exercises of this month. My fourth favorite exercise I did was the calf raise stairs. And so this one kind of surprised me. Like I said earlier, this is a slow twitch exercise. If you're gonna train something for a long period of time, you can easily control the time that you're on it. It's one of those that even when you stop the exercise, you feel the burn after for a period of time. And it's definitely easy to do. Even if you just have stairs, you can walk up, run down, walk up, etc. So while this machine is very hard to access, I feel like it's a great exercise overall. My next favorite is the seated calf press machine. This is the boxy one where it moves along with you and it doesn't, you know, rotate or tilt. And this is great because you can do one leg, you can do two legs, and it's very easy to use progressive overload. This would be more of a fast twitch exercise. It was definitely really comfortable, but I will say I feel like this is a more rare machine to come across. My number 2 is a standing calf raise, Jonathan's favorite machine. This one is also one leg or two leg compatible, I guess, if you're a robot. It definitely lets you stretch your calf a lot and you feel the burn. And depending on the machine, you have a good one that your foot doesn't slip off like as you do reps. It's a very good machine to use. You feel the stretch and you can use progressive overload to your advantage. And then my number 1 favorite, the surprise underdog, the black sheep, is the Smith machine calf raise. I was really shocked at this one being so good when I did it. It felt amazing. Maybe it was because it was after me not working out my calves hard for such a long time. My calves were off the floor and I got that stretch. This was almost identical to a standing calf raise, except the Smith machine is at an angle where I think it takes more of your knees out of the equation. And this is also 1 foot compatible, while you can do it with 2 feet. It's great for single leg or double leg, and progressive overload is easy. This is also pretty accessible, so it's my favorite. It just felt the best. Those last 3, the number 1, 2, and 3 favorite for me, were all fast twitch exercises. If you're gonna train for size or strength, add on another 10 pounds, add another plate. You need to push yourself, just as this article that I'll link in the description states. I started this challenge wanting to see if I could push myself, but beyond that, get past this genetic barrier of, the faded calves staying one size your whole life. And I wanted to see how much I could grow my calves after 30 days of working out. So these are the results. I hope that you guys have enjoyed my journey as much as I have. This was very fun to make. Moving forward, I would like to have a more specific goal and maybe train, for example, shoulders or biceps for size within a few weeks, or maybe a 1 rep max for a bigger muscle group like chest or deadlift. So I'm probably gonna make another video like that in the future. Leave a thumbs up if you guys have liked this video, and thanks for watching.